Hi guys, Amy here, and Transformers Cyberworld is out. As advertised, a series of webshots started to roll out on YouTube, and as I'm writing the script for this video, we sadly only have the first episode. I want to show it to you, speculate a bit, and share my first impressions. So let's start with a bit of context. If you remember my video about the Toy Fair photos, I was really hyped for a new and unique Transformers series that wasn't the stock plot of Autobots vs Decepticon on vaguely modern Earth. All the marketing and preview showed us this high-tech, slightly futuristic style. Lots of honeycombs, stat screens, kinda mimicking a video game. Remember that, it will be a big point of this video. Oh, the irony! A toy franchise can make a game-styled show, but no matter how much they try, they can't do a show-styled game. The corporation promised a brand new Transformers story set in the titular Cyberworld, a weird place where anything can happen. Of course, it's also not the first time Transformers are sent to a digital simulation. The Marvel comics, the episode from Animated. Rescue Bots even had a Skylanders bootleg toy that operated with that logic. Okay, so spoiler alert, and let's get into the show. The episode starts with Optimus Prime, voiced by Kyle Kaczmarczyk, crashing from the sky. See kids? This is like Fortnite. Now you will for sure enjoy it, but jokes aside, it's a pretty cool way to start off a show. You get straight into action, we start to wonder where is he, how did he appear in the sky, etc. And when I earlier said crashing, I meant it. We get some fine slapstick of Optimus hitting the trees. With that I can mention the animation quality. For our extended toy advertising web series, it's pretty good. Characters emote nicely, move swiftly, there aren't a lot of details in the background, but I feel it adds into the weird atmosphere of the presented world. If I were to compare it to something, Takara's Transformers Wild King, which I now think has a pretty similar plot of Optimus stuck on a new world, both are pretty good. For sure it's leagues above Cyber missions.
Back already?
Ironhide?
But Cyber Missions was like turbo rushed, so it's hard to compare. But I for sure love the ragdoll-like way Optimus bumps to the tree crown. Bro looks like a Gmod model. Oh yeah, bumps. That's also a thing I also love they do here. Ever since like 2010-ish, Hasbro loved to put Optimus in this heroic god that can't do no wrong and nothing can be done to him roles. And it was so fucking boring. To add on to that, each actor tried to imitate Peter Cullen, which made them not have any unique personality. Thank God nature is healing and primes don't party got replaced by your quirky dads, even in his younger years, who can sometimes get hit, mess up or do some quirky stuff. Like especially here, Mr. Kaczmarczyk tries to do his own thing. Optimus sounds younger, sillier.
This is certainly not Cybertron. Off to a fantastic start.
I wonder if people felt the same way when Gary Chalk debuted. Before going too far, Optimus gets a sudden headache mentioning a firmware update. So for a name like Cyberworld, I'm guessing our favorite robots in disguise got uploaded to some Digimon-like cybernetic world, and with that their bodies need to adjust. And man, do I love the visuals on the optics. I'm a massive sucker for heads-up displays in any media. On the right we have a radar, left side has a quick slot for abilities, kinda reminds me of the Legend of Zelda games, and on top we have a mysterious blue bar that later we'll learn is the Energon charge with text that reads level. So yeah, you can see the video game theme is already hitting us like a track. Not gonna lie, I really like how many POV shots we get in this episode. I'm sure someone more cynical would say that this is just a cheap way to not show the characters, but for me it's a source or some nice world building. It's nice to see how our characters see. The media often mentioned optical sensors or radars, but it's just cool to finally see them on screen. Of course this may be just an element of the firmware update that's exclusive to this series, and that's not how they operate in the other ones, but fuck it, it's cool. After scanning his surroundings, Optimus notices the weird nature of the world he's on. It's not his mechanical home or organic Earth, it's something else. We can also see it. The biomes are separated into small chunks. The planet glows with technology like aura. I'm sure Optimus' scans reveal much more secrets. All of that text is written in ancient Cybertronian, and I did want to try to translate it, but it's simply too much. And with my shitty eyes, and how small some of those letters get when they get cramped together. I'm just leaving it to the monks of TF Wiki. But it for sure gives us some mystery to get more interest in the future episodes. As I mentioned earlier, Cyberworld is a nonsensical land of mismatched parts, and that reminded me of that one planet that Dr. Doom created in the Secret Wars comics, I think? Or when you updated Minecraft from Alpha to, what was it, Beta 1.8? So right next to a Lucius jungle, we have a spawning desert. I don't know why, but I really like this shot of sand. I feel the difference of terrain of each biome will be important, but more about that later. After some wandering, Optimus finds an Autobot dropship.
What is this place? An Autobot ship. So there may be allies on this planet. Hello there! Anybody home?
I kinda like how Optimus is talking to himself. Kinda reminds me of Spider-Man comics, where Peter loved to just fill the panels with thought bubbles as he was digesting the current drama. I feel Optimus as a dude that's often giving speeches or is surrounded by his teammates would also develop a habit of needing someone to talk to. But the fun and games are suddenly stopped when holy fuck, it's a Bionicle!
Out now from Bionicle. Evil forces chase the Glatorian legend, but a bigger problem is just around the corner. Scopio fires his stinger. The Glatorian legend dodges the shots, but the evil Scopio unfolds his powerful clawed tracks.
But jokes aside, Scorponok, voiced by Jack Ayers, rises from the sand as Optimus prepares for combat until he notices energy axe doesn't work. I'm guessing it's either due to low energy on level or the admin of this world castrating our heroes of their main abilities for sake of balance. Not being able to fight, Optimus decides to act, trying to talk his way out of the fight. Scorponok of course ignores him and starts trying to smash him with his giant claws. And man, I love the way Optimus moves here. Like, you can tell me this is a PS3 era action hack and slash quick time event sequence. The quick dodges, the way the sand bursts from the ground. Damn, even the promo pictures look like a loading screen. Optimus tries to drive away, but he gets stuck in the sand. This is the detail I mentioned earlier. The toyline showed us characters in many different alt modes, so I can imagine it being an important plot point where a character needs to switch their alt mode, since the adventures require them to enter a more uncharted, dangerous biome. Like, Optimus would for sure love to be in his more rough terrain track form now. After a swift move, Optimus barely managed to escape into the jungle biome. I don't want to sound like a smartass, but it's interesting how they show this world to us. First, the jungle is an annoying, unknown, mysterious world. The desert serves as a beacon of hope with the Autobot ship, but suddenly it becomes even more dangerous due to the presence of Scorponok. Now what was uncharted, dangerous world is a safe space. Oh man, I'm starting to sound like a YouTube essayist. I need to balance the aura again. Oh damn, look how the baby's moving, oh yeah. After which Optimus finds an Energon cube, which hovers up to him in a pillar of light. The Energon cube powers him up, restoring his Energon bar almost to the max. Happy times aren't long enough though, since suddenly Optimus is visited by a friendly face, Grimlock. And partially mimicking his Marvel counterpart, Grimlock, voiced by James Alexander, doesn't give a shit. He's talking to Optimus because what is a commander to a king? By the way, as simple as this design is, I like how dynamically they show the transformation. Also, am I supposed to interpret this design as Grimlock with some Zaku mono eye? Because I find it awesome. And we get another fight scene. Pretty cool, pretty dynamic. My only issue is that the flame effects, they kinda look like something from Adobe stock. But that's a nitpick. After Optimus gets smashed, we see a burst of Energon come out of him. Now we can interpret it in two ways. Either it's just a cool hit effect to make the show more dynamic, but going back to my Digimon comparison, maybe in this world, after getting hit, our characters bleed Energon. Without any chances to win, Optimus decides to retreat. I really like this part where he drives backwards, reminds me of Animated and how creative they got with the alt modes. Also, I'm mentioning this Jurassic Park reference, just so I can put in the tags and so I can talk about another cool thing this show, the scale. It's so cool to see such gigantic size differences between the standard and gigantic characters. I'm mentioning it also because it's an important part of the toy line. The marketing department does mention that important play feature of this line is that small characters can somehow interact with big ones. Grimlock becomes a combat mech, while Scorponok is a whole fortress. Man, with what we see now, I can't wait for Optimus and Grimlock to reach level 16 and unlock a combo move where this happens. Not being able to defeat him, Optimus blocks him in a tree. Now safe, Optimus continues traveling through the jungle while he notices Bumblebee's pod.
Is it possible? Bumblebee?
Now with some goal, Optimus calculates the trajectory and speeds to the crash site. the episode switches perspective, focusing on Bumblebee, and we see he crashed in the Yamcha pose. Okay, so I'm guessing the producers noticed that the meme faces in F-Pack went kinda viral, so I can see them asking the animators to add more funny references so people can share them online, you know, free advertising, or it's just animators wanted to be silly. I can't be so negative. B, who is also voiced by Kaczmarczyk by the way, wakes up and gets the same update as Optimus did. But before he has time to do more, he gets visited by a friendly face. It's Megatron, also voiced by James Alexander. I'm guessing the series will save some money by having each actor pull double duty. Not gonna lie, it reminds me of Animated, where money was also saved on voice actors, and even more reminds me of the Polish dub of Animated, where Optimus and B also shared a voice actor.
Nie myślałem, że to powiem, ale Bumblebee ma rację. Tutaj jest bosko! Mięciutkie kostki, malutkie repliki ludzkich kobiet? To nie wiem, co to jest.
Man Studio EZ Text was a different beast. Sorry, went off topic. It's so nice to finally see Mega Bull in motion. Like, we went so far from the first prototype leak to now him being in the show. And I love the axe mace weapon. Commercial break later, and B has some mysterious flashback showing Optimus and two other silhouettes disappearing in a flash of light. B accuses Megatron of winning, but Megatron quickly disagrees with that, stating that factions don't really matter in this world, since as we saw earlier, Optimus got attacked by both enemies and teammates. So this Megatron characterization is pretty interesting, cause he's in the good guy Megatron we see in other media. True, he's humored by Bumblebee's quips and actions.
Wrong step and you're just rust in the wind.
Okay, Gloomatron. Rust in the wind.
I can see why Prime liked you.
But he's still a tough motherfucker that if needed will crush skulls with his bare hands, as he says.
We're all just survivors.
I heard it's a pretty good way to give him some charisma and personality without going too extreme or on any side. Later we get to see Megatron's HUD. He is level 8 and has filled out his ability triangle. Comparing it with Optimus's HUD, I'm guessing the top ability is the equipped melee weapon, with Optimus only having access to his fists, while Megatron has his mace. Right ability is the alt mode, while Megatron has the unique left ability, which is some sort of a gun or blast, which we will see later. Megatron and B are slowly going through the jungle. I really like the atmosphere of this scene, a little slower, more serene, the background sounds are nice. I personally prefer when Transformers do meet humans, since without them it's a bit hard to scale stuff, you know? But with such gigantic trees and their empty mysterious world, I feel Transformers here aren't supposed to be those hulking giant aliens, they're supposed to be small, just tiny dots wandering through an unknown world around them. And it reminds me of stuff like Survivor or older RPG games, where the point of the series is to build the atmosphere of being lost in an unknown world. As Bumblebee and Megatron are walking through the jungle, Meg suddenly starts a event space, if I can call it, and just like promised by the promotion materials, it's a game show-like competition, which was earlier teased by the map on his HUD. Going back to the plot, in front of B and Megs appears a massive pillar of light. Suddenly, a feminine voice, played by Jessica Carroll, says,
"Hit the targets. Commence programming."
So we learned that the main way to get energy in his world is to win competitions. With the earlier mentioned code, it's obvious that either Megatron already beat the earlier ones, and that's how he leveled up, or he at least is here long enough to learn some rules of this world. Okay, so kids, I'm going to be honest, your old Auntie Amy doesn't know shit about Fortnite, but I do feel that stuff like this, wandering a massive open world, fulfilling challenges to get resources, is the main gameplay loop, and will somehow inspire the kids to play similar things with their toys. Man, it would be great if Cyberworld got a video game adaptation, but as I mentioned earlier, Hasbro can make a game for shit. This kinda reminds me of what the producers of Kamen Rider Geats said, mentioning how MOBAs and Battle Royale games were a massive inspiration for the show, and if they want to make a show that appeals to kids, they need to get inspired by what kids enjoy. By the way, this hit the target stage looks like something from Super Smash Bros. We get a pretty cool sequence of Megatron crashing through the targets as B picks up a gun, saying how a competition called Target Blasters would make sense if they are supposed to smash them. B constantly tries to hit the target until one is remaining, and the shot connects. The score is tallied, and the game area disappears. With B being the only one to actually hit the target, he wins. Suddenly a glow of light appears around him with the same energon pattern we see earlier, but he is of course overjoyed as he levels up to level 2, up to the time he sees Megatron in a red aura. As we all know, when something related to stats in video game flashes red, it means it gets weakened. I'm guessing that Megatron was pretending to be nice, since he wanted to beat B in the competition and milk him from his energon, but to be 100% sure we need to see his EXP bar in the later episode. Megatron is now much weaker, but as soon as B turns around he pulls out his blaster, foreshadowed by his HUD. End this episode with B landing the Family Guy death pose? I mean Optimus finding him, weakened in the jungle. Okay, so that was Transformers Cyberworld, and as you can guess by how much stuff I had to say about a 10-minute baby show, you can see I'm kinda hyped. I'm sure fans will track the abilities and energon bars of our characters and note how they change, the world building, characters with unique skill sets, ability sizes. It's so fun. Not gonna lie, I feel the show would make some awesome Flash games. Like, come on, I get making a full console game is not something you can do in today's economy, and I know that Flash doesn't really exist, but can't you see some cheapo break the target games, or a simple point-and-click adventure on CartoonNetwork.com that was developed by like Sabakan? There is for sure some potential. But yeah, I'm really hyped for the show. Can't wait to see how it will grow and change. We don't know yet what will be in the next episode, but I can't wait to see what new skills and environments we'll get. Not gonna lie, as I'm writing it down now, it also reminds me of Code Lyoko with the traveling to digital world details. Man, it feels like the show was made for me. But of course, I feel the kids will also enjoy it. The earlier mentioned unique environments make it easy to pretend your own toy of Optimus is going through deserts and jungles by simply going to your grandma's backyard. It's for sure easier to pretend than a populated city or the high-tech world of Cybertron. And the earlier mentioned elements of secrets, foreshadowing will make the kids want to speculate on what will happen in the future. Also, the pacing of the episode, amount of jokes, I feel it'll get nicely split into 10 parts on a TikTok short. Kids love that, and I'm not joking when I say that seeing an out-of-context clip somehow made me binge watch a few shows. Like, I'm sure someone on Twitter will see the part where Meg laughs at B joke and will go like, bro, what the show is even about? So yeah, thank you for watching, don't forget to like, subscribe, check out other videos, and bye.